very welcome. Hit the follow button, the wee bell button for more nonsense. And this was, I came across a gem this week from the Northern Ireland BBC archive in Northern Ireland. And it's of 1974 is the year. And they interview the new Northern Ireland tourism boss. The unluckiest bastard who ever drew breath.
At the Tourist Board's headquarters in Belfast city centre, the chief executive spearheads a professional operation. He has an impressive staff of 60. Like them, he's ever optimistic. How would you describe Belfast today to someone who had never been here?
Well, I think it's an interesting place if you want some excitement, but quite frankly, one cannot, in all honesty, say that it's a very attractive place for obvious reasons. Look at all the jeeps and the army sculling around the place. Look at all the bomb damage. There's a great deal of damage and destruction around, and it's not really, I'm afraid to say, a great tourist centre at the moment.
If someone, again, who hadn't been here before, asked you, is it safe to come to Northern Ireland, what would you say?
Well, one says really that this is a matter of personal decision. People must make their own minds up. We cannot guarantee the safety of anybody, any more than the Israeli Tourist Board can guarantee you won't tread on a landmine, or the Italian Tourist Board can't guarantee you won't catch cholera or enteritis, or the United States Tourist Board can't guarantee you won't get murdered or mugged in New York. I read last week that there are 9 murders a day and 1,000 muggings a day in New York. Well, I reckon we're better than that.
So you're better off in Belfast than New York, are you?
Oh, I would say so. You're less likely to be mugged.
The only thing I think, what did he do? What did that poor bastard do to get sent here? Because Belfast in 74 was the gulag of the tourism industry. You know what I mean? He had to do something really bad to get sent here. And you know, they're talking about handcuffs. I think they put him in handcuffs, drugged him. Next thing he woke up in Belfast. I said, where am I? You're in Belfast. I want to go home. So, see the 60 staff? They're guards. I think they were just guards to basically keep him here. But he done it. God love that wee man. He done his best, didn't he? He done his best trying to sell what was a shithole. Let's be honest, 74 in Belfast. It's a very exciting place. Yes, very exciting. You bet your life it was. You could get shot and blown up in the same day. Very exciting. I was there. Remember, I was there. It was a shithole. I can tell you. I was there. And then he tried his best, and he really did try to sell it by comparing it, you know, juxtaposing it with other shitholes in the world. In Israel, you could stand on a landmine. Yes, you could. But you've got sunshine, you've got heat, you've got lovely weather. Over here, we had nothing. We had shitty weather like we have now. In Italy, we could get cholera. Yes, you could get cholera. But even if you were in some sort of miasma of cholera, you still had the architecture. You still had the art of Rome. What did we have? Bomb sites. Art, graffiti written on the gable walls. And of course in New York, I've heard New York's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Yes, you can get shot, killed. The city that never sleeps. At least it was exciting. At least there's somewhere to go. You had something to see. Belfast was a city that never woke up. It was dead after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. God love that wee man. God, I'd love to know where he ended up. My bet is that wee man has ended up in some institution in England rocking in a corner. just mumbling to himself, don't send me back. Please, don't send me back. Don't send me back. Oh! Tourism here hasn't changed. It's still a shithole. I don't like speaking bad of Belfast, my hometown, but let's be honest. You've got to feel sympathy from them tourists getting off them cruise ships coming on here, coming to soulless docks and then on a bus and into Belfast city centre, stepping over, God bless them, drugs all over the place, the poor wee people lying in the street, syringes all over the place, and God help them to come here on a Sunday morning because there's nothing open. You know what I mean? You can't get a cup of tea, but you can get heroin in Belfast. Somebody work that out, Shimmy. Just somebody work that out. Oh, so what they do is they've got to imagine they end up in North Belfast. Imagine don't start me. I'm not going there. Here, what they usually, you put them on a bus, right, and they take them from their ships to the one basic, really nice thing we have, which is a Titanic Centre, which is a cracker. I've always loved that. I think it's brilliant. But there's something strange, right? I've always thought it somewhat strange that you're collecting people off a ship to take them to a centre which commemorates the worst nautical disaster in human history. I would love to know how many of those travellers go back on their ship and check out where the lifeboats are after that wee venture, okay? And from there, they're back in another bus up the Giant's Causeway to see hexagonal rocks. And then they get their cultural icons. They get the wee Harden and Wolf. They're brilliant, them wee things to get them. Or they make it a wee leprechaun, like my wee leprechaun. I love my wee leprechaun. Other cultural things like that there to take home with them. But here's the problem. I think it's the tour guides. I love yous, but some of yous are lying bastards. I've listened to you. Hey, you got them Americans, and you're filling them full of shite. Absolute making shit up all the time. And my daughter had a cracker one day with a daughter, 13. I love her. No, I do love her. No, I definitely. I love her. Right, 13-year-old daughter. So she winds me up. So we're walking through town. We're going past St. George's Church, and I seen the tour guide with all the tourists. Right. The good thing was I knew this guy. I know this guy, right? But my daughter does not know that I know this guy. So I turned to her and I said, "See that there? He's just full of them Americans full of mad dog shit. I'm going to tell them people he's telling them lies." "Yeah, Daddy, of course you will." So I waited to get right up beside him. I said, "He's telling you lies. He's a lad bastard. He's making all that shit up. Don't believe a word he says." My daughter almost crawled up my arse to get away. Traumatised the child. Traumatised her. You couldn't get better. But here's the problem. You don't want to tell tourists the truth. Look, here's my rules, right? If I meet a tourist who asks me directions, I send them the wrong way. Because I think that's how you discover a city. No good. I would like to go to the city hall. I'll send them towards the Malone Road. Give them a wee route to go round. They'll see much more. And they don't fill these Americans in on how we are and what we are. I see them walking into Belfast. Have you seen them? In June, with shorts and a T-shirt. They've looked out of their porthole or whatever it is in the morning and seen the sun. And they think that there's heat involved. This is not an Irish sun. There's no heat involved with sun here. You see them by 2 hours later, hypothermic, lying in some doorway. Wee blue legs. And they don't understand. Like, I had Americans say, why do the people here all curse at me? I said, that's a term of endearment, son. Somebody shouts, "Here, you big fucking American bastard, you, come here, you." That's the like you. You start worrying if somebody's nice to you here. "Excuse me, sir, could I have a word with you?" You're a deep shit if that happens. So they don't tell them all this stuff. They don't let them into this stuff. They just feed them all this other nonsense. Like, tell them lies. Basically, that's what you want to do. If you want to tell them lies, tell them big lies. Don't muck about. I was up Cave Hill where I am a lot of the time, and I came across, right up Napoleon's nose, a big group of American tourists, and they're all starting, "My God, isn't this an amazing view? Oh my God, the panorama is amazing." And the guy, "Yeah, can you tell me what that is?" And I said, "It's Scotland." I told him that much. "That's Scotland over there." "Oh, that's amazing." "And what's that rock?" I hadn't noticed the rock. I've been up every day for years. Hadn't this big rock sticking out of the ground. Like that. I went, "Oh, that is the crowning rock of the McClintock clan, of the McClintocks, who were the tribe here who ran this place in those days." My God. There was about 10 of them around me, right? Oh, I done myself justice that day. Oh, I told how the McClintocks got the crown there. And if there was any badness, any bad boys, you should take them up to Napoleon's nose and throw them off, right? And if they bounced and survived, they let them live. If they didn't, tough bacon. But that's how they were. I made all this stuff up. And they're all away back to America with pictures of me pointing at this rock. In the McClintock rock. And I guarantee somewhere in mid-America, some guy sitting in a coffee shop going, "Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing place." Yeah, they used to throw people off the hill. And that's how they worked out. Tell them lies. Make it interesting for them. Tell them the truth, Balix. So if you are a tourist thinking of coming to Belfast, fair play to you. That's all I'm going to say to you. Fair play to you. I admire you. I do. No, I do admire you.
That's all, folks.